Greetings, Warriors of the Ring. Have I got a game to share with you today? This game was absolutely insane. It was wild. And it's a base league game, Tier 2, that I played against Bomber. We already played our first league game you can find in my channel under the base league 2023 games. I'll also post a link to that video in the description of this one so you can check that one out. And I'm just going to jump into this. Before I jump in, though, as always, I need to dedicate this video. Whenever I do a League 2 video, this is dedicated to Prince Fox. Prince Fox is on the Discord server. He's very prominent, and he believes that Tier 2 doesn't care. So I'm here to prove that we do. And I want to get as many games as I can in. All right, now we're going to move on. All right, so I'm playing free. I draw Kieran Ships, great company. I remember being really ticked off about these draws because I can't play those with Gandalf. I'm setting the stream up. He allocates one eye and rolls 3 more. And I roll that. So I roll a character, a muster, and 2 Wills of the West. He rolls a hybrid, a character, and a muster. So and 4 eyes are in the pool. So no brainer for me. I'm getting Strider turn 1, and I only bring Strider with me. He goes to Minas Tirith. He moves Isengard down to war. I move Strider using Will of the West to East of Net. Bomber plays his character to move the guys from Barad-dûr to Gorgoroth. I give Bomber a ring to change my muster action into a character to move Strider to Minas Tirith. He uses his hybrid to bring Saruman in. And I use my Will of the West to crown Aragorn in Minas Tirith. And that's turn 1. He says, nice. So we both got additional die that turn. That's really all that happened. I draw Ents and Dane Ironfoot's Guard. And here we go, turn 2. He allocates an eye. Doesn't have to, but he does. He rolls 2 more. And he also rolls 2 armies, a hybrid, and a muster. I roll 2 Palantirs, a hybrid, a character, and a Will of the West. So I can get Gandalf. So here's what I do. I start by playing the Great Company. Because now I can draw with Gandalf, and I can get 2 strategy cards. This is a wild card. I think this card sucks normally. But so I kill the elite, kill the regular. I put an elite in Minas Tirith, and I draw into Wisdom of Elrond and Swords and Eriador, and then I draw with Gandalf for the character card to get Axe and Bow. So I just filled my entire hand with that action. I said, talk about drawing cards. Varma says, haha, right? So I remember to flip Gondor to active. He starts moving. He uses his army action to move his guys from Gorgoroth to Morannon, and from Dol Guldur to North Anduin Vale. I move the Fellowship down. I move the Fellowship for the first time. He hits 3, 6, 4, so the 6 hits me, and he draws a 1. And I decide to lose Gandalf to that because I want to get 6 dice. And I already gave him a ring last turn, so I'm not going to be greedy. He puts 1 star and toy on the table. Great play by him. So I put Axe and Bow out, so I have... at least I have a character action out there. He uses his army die to move up from Morannon to Daggerlad, and from South Anduin Vale closer to Lothlórien into Dimril Dale. I get Gandalf the White and Fangorn. He brings Sauron down. And I decide to... I think for a while, I decide to do movements. And I move the guys from Iron Hills into Erebor. And the guys from Edoras into West of Net. He uses a hybrid to move the guys from Daggerlet up to Norman lands. And from Far Harad to Near Harad. Preparing for Corsairs, possibly. Alright. Turn 3. I will go alone, and Grimbeorn, son of Beorn. Probably pronounced it wrong. And I get rid of I will go alone, because I don't see myself playing that this game. Fellowship, okay, he allocates an eye, rolls 2 more. And then he rolls 2 musters, 2 armies, and a hybrid. But he still has a ring, don't forget. and I roll 2 characters, the Will of the West, 2 hybrids, and a Palantir. I think I have to go first. I decided to start by playing Swords and Eriador to draw some more cards. So I put an Elite in the Shire, an Elite in Arid Luin, and I draw Emerald Hall of Delamroth. Good card. He plays Shadows in the Misty Mountains. Using a muster action, which brings 2 elites and a Nazgul into Moria. I set him with the Fellowship on 3 eyes. He hits on 6s, and he hits and draws an eye. So I decide not to use axe and bow. I decide instead to just take the corruption, and I move from Holland to Rivendell, and I'm revealed, and I'm at 1 corruption. He uses an army action to move from No Midlands up to Southern Rovanian, and move 1 regular orc and 1 Nazgul into the Fellowship. I play Dane now because I don't want to. Because I have great cards. I don't want to lose these. They're good. He moves up using his using his army. And now I think for a while, and he moves from Southern to Eastern. And I think, and then he takes it back. It looks like. Let's see what he does instead. He moves the guy from North Dunland to Moria instead, and the guys from Southern to Northern Rovanian. I decide to flip the Fellowship. I was actually thinking for a while here. I was thinking about moving the North guy to Old Forest Road, but I think maybe I want to actually get the Grimburen for the top part instead of the Scouts. And I totally forgot, so I think that's a misplan on my part. So he uses Hybrid to move into Old Forest Road for free. Flips the North down. And from Moria to Dimmerald Dale, so he's got a giant force outside here. So now he can take the elves on. I move the North down using my Hybrid. He uses muster action with the Southerners and Easterlings down. I use my Will of the West to play Wisdom of Elrond, which will activate and move the dwarves down, because that way I could be annoying and scary. So maybe he won't come after them. All right, going to turn 4. I draw Elven Rope and Power of Tom Bombadil. He allocates an eye, rolls no more, but instead it rolls 2 Palantirs, 3 armies, and 2 characters. And I roll 2 Wills of the West, 2 characters, a hybrid, and a Palantir. I start right away by, I think for a while, I think I'm moving the dwarves down. So I was kind of crazy in this game. I don't really remember what I was thinking, even though it just happened. So I'm just going to say what I do, instead of trying to remember this. I play Power of Tom Bombadil to move the north down, and protect the Ariandor, whatever it's called, Eriador. He put Shelob's Lair in the pool. I respond by playing Ents. I get 1 hit, and I put Elven Ropes in the pool. So that I have 0. I can't lose any character cards because from Morningstar until because I have none, except for Axe and Bow. He attacks Dale, no card. I think and I actually do play the Scouts. And I scout up to Erebor. He puts 1 guy in. And I'm with the Fellowship on 1 eye. Thinking, hey, he's not going to hit. He gets a 5, and his rerolls a 1, so he doesn't hit. Good job for me. And he decides to use an army to attack Carrick. Maybe I should have mustered in Carrick instead of moving the Fellowship. But he totally destroys them, and I get nothing back. I decide to move the Fellowship again, because maybe he used all his 5s and 6s there. And I find out I'm wrong. He rolls a 6 and draws another eye. This is the worst tile I could get, because now I'm going to draw 2 tiles. So I move through Moria, and he draws a 1 reveal. And I take that damage too. Because I'm worried about Foul Thing from the Deep. And last thing I need the Foul Thing from the Deep to do is pull a 1. So that's why I decided to take the Corruption. I remember that at least. He uses a Palantir action and changed it to a muster in order to bring the Witch King in. And he brings the Witch King into... He thinks for a while and decides to put him outside of Lothlórien on the Fellowship. I use my Will of the West to hide the Fellowship. He puts Woodland Realm under siege. Moves the elves down using his character. I pass. He actually changes his die to the army action later. And he attacks Lorien. I say, okay. And I decide, I think for a while, and I decide to bring Gondor down because you can't go wrong with that. He decides to move all the Nazgul onto Lorien, the guy who is out here, and puts one in Woodland Realm. So he's moved his Nazgul render. There's 5 currently, and actually 3 Nazgul and 1 Witch King in Lorien, 1 Nazgul in the Fellowship, and 1 Nazgul in Woodland Realm. And that's turn 4. Going to turn 5, I draw Elven Cloaks through day and night. He allocates an eye, rolls no more. And I roll more Wills of the West. I roll 2 Wills of the West, a character, 2 Palantirs, and a hybrid. He rolls 4 characters, 3 hybrids, and 1 Palantir. So I'm like, I'm happy now. I'm like, I'm gonna move like 3 times easily. Clearly, that's what's gonna happen. And he hits and draws a 3. So I take Legolas and Axe and Bow, and I kill the Elven Cloaks for him in my hand. I put the wrong companion out. I'm supposed to put Gimli out because it makes sense. Since Gimli would oh yeah, since Axe and Bow is already played, that's what I meant to say. He uses hybrid to attack Lorien. I'm not going to play any card. All the cards I have are too good. So do no card. He gets 3 hits. I get 1 back. He decides to press and draw. So he just played Threats and Promises, Delvery of Orthanc, by the way. He draws a strategy card. I do no card. And I'm getting angry here, so I start quoting the stats. And the stats show this right now. I've rolled no hits so far, but I've only rolled 8 dice. And he's +5 on 6s. So that's why I get angry in the chat. I'm starting to get mad. All right, so I say +5 on 6s. He does no card. I do no card, and he gets 2 more 6s, which takes out Lorien. So I'm like, this. I gotta move the Fellowship again. Move the Fellowship with the Will of the West. I'm like, oh, he missed. It's a 4. He re-rolls and gets a 5 and draws another 3. So he allows me to switch, which I appreciate. I lose Gimli, and I take 1 more corruption. I have no cards to lose. Bomber uses his character die now to move his leadership onto Woodland Realm. So all 4 Nazgul and the Witch King are there now. I draw a strategy card. Maybe I can get like a good combat card. I get Sudden Strike, not what I was hoping for. He attacks Woodland Realm using strategy card. I play Confusion here because I'm like, I don't see a military happening. And he plays Deadly Strife and hits himself for 1. And he gets 3 hits. And I get 3 back. Did he take his 3? He did. Okay. Sorry, guys. He moves the Southrons and Easterlings down after I pass to get them all the way to war. I pass again. He uses another hybrid to move his guys from Lorien down towards Rohan, and his guys onto Umbar here. I decide to move the Fellowship again, and he hits again. Draws a 1. I just take the corruption. I'm accepting at the point that this is going to be a really short, miserable game for me, is what I'm thinking. He plays Curses of Umbar, bringing everybody to Umbar. And this is where I realized I made a mistake, possibly. So that brings Gondor to war. And now I use my hybrid to... Oh, my bad. I think I play Imperial Dil Amroth. I show him I have it. I think, and instead I move my guys all to Osgiliath, leave 1 guy in Minas Tirith, and I move the guy from Pelargir into Umbar, showing him that I could take Umbar. If I had Through a Day and a Night, I could play that and then move in to take those 2 right now. So I'm sad that I just wasted that action. He moves all his leadership, except for 1. So he moves everyone except for so 3 Nazgul and 1 Witch King into Dol Amroth using his character, and he puts the other Nazgul in Parith Celebrant with the Lorien remnants. And I decide to I think about playing Círdan, but instead I played Emerald Dol Amroth. He plays Grand on me. I'm not going to play any cards. He ends up so he plays Swarm of Bats. Don't play a card. So he ends up getting 2 hits. I roll back 1. My reroll is nothing. He presses. Does you first? No card. He gets none. I get none. Round 3. No card. He plays Storm of Bats again. He gets 1. I get none. I get 1. I think the turn's over, so I start drawing my cards like a jackass here. I just apologize, but I'm not going to do any cards. And he gets the 6s. He's at 7 victory points. I'm at none. So I'm thinking he's going to win easily here. This game's going to be over very soon. So now I'm going to read the cards that I drew when I wasn't supposed to. There and back again in Book of Mizarble. All right. So this is the point where the game is going to turn upside down. Okay? So I'm just letting you guys know this is the moment. Turn 6. He allocates 1 eye, rolls no more. And I roll 2 musters, a Will of the West, 2 characters, and a Palantir. So I decide I'm going to go for a military victory, even though he probably could easily take Minas Tirith out. So I go to Umbar for 2. Then I move my other guys into North Lothlórien. He decides, he thinks for a while. I'm going to wait till his actions are done, then I'll say what he did. All right. So he decided to move his guys to Gorgoroth. See, I think he was worried about Through a Day and a Night, but I already played that in combat. So he moved to Lambden and up into Moran to protect them. I decide now to empty the Fellowship into North Lothlórien. So Sam and Frodo are done for this journey, for at least now. And everyone decides to leave them in West of Emyn Muil. So they're probably having sitting up snack with Gollum. I'm telling a story from now on. I know this is a recap, but this is so asininely ridiculous. So Gollum is the guide of the Fellowship. Warren of Star and Toil is gone. He thanks, and he takes Pelargir. So now he's at 8 points. So he just has to attack Minas Tirith, and he wins. I decide to muster an elite in Minas Tirith to see if I can hold it out. Who knows? And he plays Shadow Lengthens, which came out of nowhere. I did not expect this. He brings all his guys from Pelargir to Nir Harad. And the second action, he moves the guys from Gorgoroth to Morannon to have 2 stacks of 5. So like, okay. I didn't see that coming. He says, not sure if it was a good move or not yet. I decided to put Minas Morgul under siege so he can't muster anything. And I have all the companions. I have Boromir, Aragorn, 3 people leader, 2 elites, and 3 regulars there. And he's got 5 regulars. He musters an elite in Barad-dûr. I really, honest to God, think that he thought I had Through a Day and a Night. But I already played it. So I pass. So he brought an elite into Barad-dûr. He attacks Umbar. Here comes Crazy Play 1. You know what I'm going to play? I'm going to play the card I drew turn 1. I'm going to play Círdan ships in freaking Umbar. So the ships come down, they sail in, and they drop 2 elites in Umbar. And I just laugh. He says, nice. Now he draws a strategy card. I give him a ring because I want to see if I can take Minas Morgul. Because I'm worried he's going to use his character to move Nazgul there so he gets rerolls. So I'm going to play Sudden Strike to start. My Sudden Strike gets 1 hit. Don't forget, my combat rolls this game are horrendous. So I wanted to, before this whole thing begins here, this is my combat rolls, okay? I only rolled 3 6s so far and two 5s. And he's +4 on 6s, okay? I just want to put that in perspective. I know this is a recap, but this is nuts. Alright, so I got one hit on the sudden strike. In the combat, I get nothing. And he gets one. So I press. And I have my captains from the west, so I'm good to keep rolling with 5 dice. Now I'm going to play Brave Stance, so he only rolls one card. One die. And I get 3 6s. And he rolls 1, and that's it. I press down, so I'm at 4 regulars, no card. This is my last shot here. And I get my 6 on the combat roll. He doesn't hit back. I'm at 4 victory points. Now it's on him. Can he take 5 Can he take 5 guys out? That's the question. He attacks Umbar, playing Great Host. He gets 1 hit. And I get 2 back. So he is able to have his Great Host trigger, so I'm at 3. He stops and draws. Strategy card. And now he gives me the ring that I gave him to attack Umbar. He plays Desperate Battle. And he gets 2 hits. I get none back. He presses and draws. He has to hit here. He plays a Great Host as an auto hit. So nothing I can do about that. I said, oh well. So now I feel my chances are over. But he plays New Power is Rising. So he's playing his best cards to retake these strongholds. And now I'm at 2 victory points. He's at 8. He just has to take 2 more points. Alright. Turn 7. I draw Athelas, Thranduil's Archers. He allocates No Eyes. And rolls 1 more. And I roll 2 characters, 2 Palantirs, a hybrid, and a muster. He rolls 2 armies, 2 characters. Sorry, 3 armies, 2 characters, a Palantir, a muster, and a hybrid. So I start by moving Gandalf. And my thought now is I'm going to get the dwarves involved because I'm worried about him winning. So I'm going to try to retake all of the Dew line. So there goes Aragorn to from Fangorn. He runs 4 up to Rosgabal, and I move Aragorn and a Hobbit. Which Hobbit is it? Merry to Minas Tirith. He starts moving his Nazgul, and doesn't leave anyone behind in Umbar, FYI, up to West Horondor, and moves the guys from Path Celebrant down to Rohan. So I'm like, Rohan, it's going to be game over there. So I book up Mizarble to move companions into Erebor. And no one else moves, so Gandalf sends the dwarves to war. He attacked forwards from Fangorn using an army action. No card. He gets no hits. I get 2 back. So now all of a sudden the free people are rallying. And I run into Minas Tirith. But now I use my hybrid to protect myself. I wanted to actually use this to attack. And now, so I'll have to delay this attack. So I move them into Helm's Deep, and I move the guys from Ered Luin to Tower Hills. He uses a muster action to use his voice ability in Orthanc. I pass. He moves onto his Gilead, changes his mind, and instead moves the guys from Southrune here to the Ash Mountains, and everyone out of Orthanc, they all empty, into Fords of Isen. I pass. He attacks Helm's Deep. I go under siege. That moves Rohan down. I think we forgot to move him. He attacks Dale, no card. Alright, that's me. I attack Dale, no card. I get 1 hit, he gets 1 hit. So I leave one dwarf behind just to hold the line, just so he can't just go move. So he's at 7 now. He moves the Witch King. They all leave West Horondor, and they go on to Helm's Deep, and let's see where they're going. I'll tell you when they're done. Alright, so here's the final tallies. Helm's Deep just has 1 Nazgul. Okay. Did I pass? What is going on? How is he moving? I'm just gonna guess he moved. I don't know what's going on. I'll just let you know that there's a leadership in Woodland Realm now, and looks like he's taken Rohan out. They should be at war here. I give him a ring to attack Woodland Realm. He moves. He takes over all of Rohan. So that was an air bomber, by the way. I should have been able to muster in Edoras there because you attacked Fords of Eisen to move me down once. You attacked Helm's Deep to move me down again, and then you moved into Westamnet. But that's on both of us, so that happens. Now he's back at 8 victory points. So if he wins here in Helm's Deep, the game is over. I draw a strategy card and get advantageous position. He attacks Helm's Deep, so this could be it. This could be the game. I play advantageous position. He plays We Come to Kill. No hits. And I get 3 back. His post is none. So, whoa. And he stops. All right, we go into turn 8. I draw Horn of Gondor and Celeborn. Fellowship is okay because I'm not moving anything. He allocates no eyes and rolls 4. And he only rolls 2 armies, a Palantir, a character, and a hybrid. I roll Will of the West, a muster, a hybrid, 2 Palantirs, and a character. We're out of rings, by the way. The rings are over. So now my thoughts are I'm gonna retake Woodland Realm, but before I do that, I'm gonna play Thranduil's Archers. So I use my Palantir to do that. And I draw Aemir, son of Aemond. He moves the Witch King to Helm's Deep now at this point, and all the leadership to Helm's Deep. He plans to take it, for sure. I attack Woodland Realm, Shining, and I play Valor. So I roll... I get 2 hits. Valor doesn't help. And he gets 1 back. I press. No card. He does no card. And I just roll 3 6s. But he still has 1 guy left. And he gets 2 back. So I kill an elite for that. And then I downgrade an elite to press again. No card, and I get my 6. He doesn't hit anymore. All right, so Woodland Realm is retaken. So Gandalf showed up, got them all excited. Now the Dew Lion is back on board in action. He attacks Helm's Deep now, playing a character card. I don't play any card here. He gets 2 hits total, and I get 2 hits back. So now his army is a 3-2-8, and I'm a 4-1. He stops and draws. I look at my force pool. I bring the last elf elite out into Woodland Realm. I'm happy at this point that I chose earlier not to downgrade in Lothlórien, because now I have 2 reinforcements that I can pull in that normally you don't see. Bomber attacks Helm's Deep using his army die, and he plays Cruel as Death for 3 hits. And I hit back 3 times too, so at least I'm hitting as well. So he decides to stop and draw. I decide it's time to attack Dol Guldur now, so I'm moving out towards it. I leave 1 Northman behind to hold on to watch Woodland Realm while we're gone. And I also move the Tower Hills guys to the Shire because I'm thinking I can just bring all these guys this way too. He musters an elite into Dol Guldur. I decide to draw a strategy card. I draw a Power 2 Great, which is not going to do any good right now because he's not going after Rivendell, and Lothlórien's already gone. He draws a strategy card. And now I'm like, I'm going to try for military one more time. So I move. Gandalf moves with guy with the elves and the dwarves down to Dol Guldur, and the second action is the Shire guys leave and they're in Old Forest, moving towards Moria. All right, we go into turn number 9. I draw Ents and Daylight. All right, here we go. 0 eyes. He allocates none because I didn't move. Fellowship, okay. He rolls 3 more. He rolls a muster, 2 hybrids, an army, and a character. And I roll. Don't forget, there's no rings left. I roll Will of the West, 2 characters, 2 Palantirs, and a hybrid. So I use the Will of the West right away. I can't afford to lose any dice. I attack Dol Guldur, so he can't muster anymore. Just hoping he doesn't have orcs multiplying again. That would really ruin my day. He attacks Helm's Deep again, playing a strategy card. I decide to play Ents here because what else are they going to do? He plays a Deadly Strife and gets 2, so he finally kills him, and I get 1 back. So he finally took out Helm's Deep. And now I'm going to try to take out Dol Guldur. So I'm not going to shine. There's no Nazgul here. I'm going to play my Horn of Gondor. It's my thoughts. No shine. So here we go. I roll no hits. No hits on the reroll. And I get 1 because I gave up Gandalf's leadership. And he gets no hits back. So he's down to 1. I press no card. No hits at all. And he rolls a hit. So I take a regular so I can downgrade that elite without losing my my guys. So now I have 3 guys left, no card, and I finally get my hit, and he doesn't hit back. So I'm at 4 victory points. So I'm like, I think I have a shot here, but it's going to be difficult to hold on. He decides to get 2 more, and I'm looking at places he can go. He has Minas Tirith he can go. He can go to Erebor. So I have to wait. So my thoughts are... first of all, I say powerful ass orc. That was an intense combat. All right. So he uses his army action. He thinks about it. And decides to muster an elite in North Rune. I decide to draw Gwahir. Sorry, card. And I get Gwahir. He moves all his guys to here. Whatever this is called. Vale of Carmen. And to Osgiliath. I miss Osgiliath, to be honest. All I see is he can easily he can go attack, and then take this guy out with the Witch King. So I decide to block this, or try to block it. I put a regular in Iron Hills and a regular in Dale. He attacks Dale here. No card. The Daleman is like, okay. I decided to play a power 2 great. Because I don't know, maybe I'll hit. And he rolls 0 hits. And the Daleman hits his power, so he takes an elephant out. And we just laugh, it's so stupid. He presses, I stay, no card. He misses, I miss. He presses, I stay. He misses, I hit. So now we're 1-on-1. He presses, I stay. He misses, I hit. So the Daleman holds on. Now I decide to draw another character card. I draw We Prove the Swifter. So now I have 2 Daring Defiances, and I can see where he's going to go. And then I can get all of my companions into whatever siege he's going to go to, if he goes to Minas Tirith. So he goes to Minas Tirith. He attacks them. I go under siege. And I decide to play Daring Defiance. We prove the Swifter. Doesn't matter which one I use. We can enter under siege. And I bring everybody except... I decide not to bring Gandalf. Because I know I want to play Daring Defiance if he can attack here. To prevent whatever combat card he has. Make him roll 6s. So now he plays the Black Captain commands to attack Minas Tirith. He's showing strategy card. So I play Daring Defiance. So I have no leadership. So he has to roll 3 6s. So here we come to it. This is the battle of our time. Whoever, if he gets 3 6s, he wins. If he doesn't, I win. So this is Aragorn fighting. All right, so let's see what happens. Total miss. His reroll. Total miss. And that's the game. And I start rolling, realize there's no need to. I would have gotten 1. I say, thanks for the crazy game. What was that? So I am still like in shock by this game. I gave up hope the whole game. If you watch my live stream, I was swearing a lot, not happy. But then this happened. I want to show you the final stats. Remember I showed you at the beginning or towards the beginning or a certain point his stats were like plus on 6s? Well, I want to show you what they are now. Okay? I'm plus 2 on 6s. He's minus 4. At the end of the game, I rolled more 6s than he did at 135 dice. So that was the game. I want to thank all of you for just taking time to watch this not-so game. I got very lucky. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. And this makes me, in the league, I'm 4-2. So my goal is to get up to 10 or 16 games. I don't know if that's going to happen, but we'll see. But I had to share this game with you. Thank you all for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and see you in the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye.